wrapping things up, bringing things in for a landing. That's the theme of the week of October 21st, 2019. I'm Armand Diaz with your forecast for the week. Okay, so Libra season got cut short. I brought that up a few weeks ago. Pluto's station, the sun square to Pluto, all kinds of things were happening that were very Plutonian, more Scorpionic than Libran this year. As we approach the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, I've said this so many times, we're feeling that and we're being, pulled into the vortex of that energy. So, yes, Libra season got cut short. And now this week, we're really definitively transitioning into Scorpio season. The week ends with the new moon in Scorpio on Sunday. So this is it. We have very long moon void times this week. We begin the week with the moon void till about noon Eastern time on Monday. We have the moon void essentially Eastern time all day Wednesday, all day Friday, and all day Sunday. So with the moon waning and long moon void times, very much wrapping things up, taking care of routine tasks. It's a great week to do inventory. It's a great week to do bookkeeping. It's a great week to just, sort of bring things in for a conclusion. In for a landing, I suppose is the word I was looking at, but I used that before. Bring things in for a conclusion, for a landing. We're going to wrap things up. That's what we're doing this week. We're wrapping stuff up, taking care of details. With those long moon void times, if you're in Australia, it's great because you get to sleep. It's really helpful for sleep. The rest of us are going to have days that are a little bit mixed bag type of thing. And the reason for that is that if you're on the East Coast of the U.S., it's like, during the shank of the day, really all through the work day, the moon is going to be void Wednesday and Friday and Sunday. If you're in Europe, you should get some time in the morning before the moon goes void so you can sort of get stuff started. And if you're on the West Coast of the U.S., it's pretty much going to be the same as the East Coast. So folks in Europe can get a little bit more time, but it's the Australians who really get the advantage of these long moon voids. Sleep well. In terms of active days, Monday afternoon, Tuesday and Thursday are right there. And Tuesday and Thursday especially, good days for meetings, interviews. Tuesday for presentations. Thursday, sealing deals, right? Bringing deals to a conclusion, getting a business agreement done. Thursday is about your last chance. It's true that Saturday has the energy of the Libra moon. That's not void, but it is squaring Saturn and Pluto, and it is very, very deeply waning. So it's not really a great opportunity for things, neither for bargaining nor for concluding an agreement. The energy of Tuesday, it's the sun's last day in Libra, so that Libran energy, that bargaining, that back and forth thing is very strong. Wednesday, the sun goes into Scorpio. Thursday has a lot of intensity. It's a very strong focus day, with the caveat that the moon is going to be opposite Neptune, and so it may be possible to mistake the forest for the trees. But other than that, if you keep that in mind and just sort of keep things in perspective, it really shouldn't be much of an issue. In terms of some other things, relationships get a little bit of a boost this week with a trine to Neptune earlier in the week. That's on Monday, and then a sextile to Pluto, which is on Friday. And as I said, Thursday, Friday type of thing. This could be, the Neptune aspect earlier in the week has a sort of soft, romantic kind of feel to it. The Pluto sextile, well, Venus is in Scorpio So there is a depth, there is an intensity. So it could be a serious conversation or something like that. There's a kind of goth vibe that hangs around. Venus has been in Scorpio for a while. Mercury's been in Scorpio for a while. So there's a kind of goth vibe that it hangs around, and it's, I mean, it is good for some stuff. It's a sexual vibe. It is something that could be, able to really express your feelings and so on. It's also a very good energy. I wouldn't say the Monday energy is all that great for finances, but the Thursday energy, very good. Again, that's for bringing deals to conclusion, but it's also good for reviewing your finances. I don't think I would make an investment with the moon waning. Might be time to sort of take profits, though. So finances are also kind of highlighted towards the end of the week. We have a rather, I would say, we'll put it as a kind of challenging aspect on Saturday. It's exact on Sunday, but it's really going to be most active on Saturday, or inactive because it is Mars squaring Saturn. Now, Mars squaring Saturn is always like driving with the parking brake on. The more you push to go forward, the more you're kind of held back. The thing is, though, Saturn's in his own sign of Capricorn, which is a sign that Mars likes quite a bit. And Mars is not so happy out in Libra, where he's hanging out right now, but Saturn loves Libra. So what we can do with this on Saturday, albeit with a waning moon, what we can do with this energy is to focus. So it'll help on Friday, it'll help on Thursday and Friday and Saturday to get us to focus in a little bit more. And so it's not a good time for multitasking. It is a good time for focused work. Again, bookkeeping, inventory, cleaning up the home and stuff like that. That's all part of this whole business. But it does feel Saturday has some constrictions, and Sunday, because the moon is void, talk about not being able to get traction. So there's a little bit of pressure coming in here, this Saturn-Pluto pressure that's coming in that we feel on the weekend. You could probably get something done, it's true, but you don't feel that you're making progress quite as much as you'd like to. There's a sort of implosive, pressured energy to the Scorpio new moon. And the new moon is directly, it's exact on Sunday night. At 11:30 Eastern time, so early Monday morning if you're in Europe, and evening time if you're on the West Coast. The pressures that come in during the weekend release really quickly with this new moon in Scorpio, intense, implosive, opposite Uranus, right? And this energy is going to carry through the next few days into the following week. But it's a quick release. Couple of things that might happen. The Scorpio new moon is always a time of regeneration. So let's think about Scorpio. It is the sun goes into Scorpio on Wednesday. As I said, Scorpio is a time of regeneration, but it is the death and rebirth. We talk about death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. So there's a death sort of sense to things. So what means letting go of things. It means cutting away, winnowing away the stuff that is past its time. It's like, go clean out the fridge and say, this jar of pickles looked really good when I bought it 2 years ago, but I'm not going to eat them now, so I'm going to throw them out. And you could do a similar thing in your emotional life. You can do a similar thing with your home. You don't want to be cold about things, keep some stuff around for sentiment, but you don't want to keep invested in things that are past their time. It's true of relationships. That's another Venus-Pluto kind of opportunity there, is to release from relationships. What isn't working, what is past its time, you can let go of, so that we have a clear field to plant and do and begin new things. Now, with this moon opposite Uranus, very likely to cut things out very quickly, make immediate emotional decisions. That time it worked. Make immediate emotional decisions and kind of go with it. It's implosive, but it's also explosive. It's not something we're just going to be doing internally, because the opposition to Uranus, we're liable to see this exporting itself. Okay, so quickly after the new moon, the whole thing about the new moon is it's quiet, not a lot happens. You know, you have to wait for a few days to get things going. It's good advice, but it's unlikely to be taken by many of us. This is a very quick, reactive new moon, right? So we see things need to change. We see things need to go. We see that there are things that we really want and desire, and we're going quickly on these things. Once I got it down, I just keep doing it. If you lick a little bit, it helps too. All right, that's the story for this week. It is a big transitional week. We're really considering what we're keeping, what we're letting go of. We're going to act on that. It's a very busy, very dynamic week, except for the fact that the moon is void so much of the time. And so a lot of that activity is actually internal rather than external. Getting it sorted out. When it comes to what you're doing out in the world, you know, bring things to a conclusion. Stick with routine stuff, take care of chores, do inventory, bookkeeping, research, things like that. And we'll talk about more next week because it's going to get off to a very, very hot start. It's a long one, but, you know, it was important. See you next time.